acknowledge that I say it's okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Consistently Creative Crops. This is Colleen. Tonight, I'm teaching a layout that was requested by Laura. And the sample is using Homestead. And that's the instructions. It's a blog post from Melissa Ullman. And so I followed the instructions and used the same paper. And here's the sample. I didn't finish it because I wanted to be able to show you. The tricky part on this is cutting the pieces in the center. You'll see there's a 45-degree angle at the top, and at the bottom, there's an opposite 45-degree angle. What I did was, these are just 1-inch pieces of paper. I used the same piece of paper and I just showed both sides. So I cut 2 of this paper. This is 2 from the same paper. This is 2 from the same paper. So you get the idea. So you can get a variety. So what you need tonight is a piece of cardstock for the background, which on the sample is the brown. Then a piece of tonal designer paper. And in the instructions, she uses the other side of this piece of paper. But when I was putting it together, I liked this better. These triangles are 2 5-inch squares. And this is the same paper. I just used both sides, showed both sides. And then you need 1-inch strips. And they're in, I think it's 11, 9, 7, 5, 3. And then this is just one of the 45-degree angles you cut off. And then matting if you want to, and your photographs. So if there aren't any questions, we'll get started cutting. I'm going to sample aside. Hopefully it's arm's way. So hopefully you were able to print the instructions. I did not write up the cutting guides because but it's easy to follow. It's not very complicated measurements. The first cut is you take your tonal paper that's going to go on top of your cardstock base. Or, if you're using an album, then it can go on top of that. And we're going to cut it 11.5 by 11.5.
Wait, sorry, Colleen, can you show me on your example what piece we're cutting right now? Sorry, I was trying to get deeper.
Sure. So we have the cardstock base is brown. And right now we're cutting the tonal paper to layer it on.
Okay,
in the sample, she uses the reverse side of this paper, which is, it looks almost just white. But when I was putting it together, I liked it better with the floral showing. So this is the piece of paper that you're gonna, it's basically the grout on the layout. Uh-oh.
It's gonna be mostly covered, right?
Yes, it's gonna be mostly covered. You're just gonna see the edges of it. And then in between the triangle. So we're cutting it at, on 2 sides, you're cutting it at 11.5. Since it's 1/2 inch, you just cut on the inside. Rotate direction, either way, and cut again at 11.5. Now you need your, set aside your trimmer just for a minute. Now you need your ruler and your pencil. To get that really nice, sharp triangle in the center of the page, and to get this to line up appropriately, you really need, I tried doing it without it and I ended up having to unstick it all and do it over again. So about an inch in from the top and the bottom of the tonal paper you just cut, 11.5 by 11.5, draw a pencil line at 5 3/4. Basically, you're just drawing a line down the center of the piece of paper. Your 11.5 piece of paper. Go down about an inch from the top, make a little mark at 5 3/4. That should be the center of your paper. You can also line it up on the 6 on your, oops, can you see, on your cutting mat. But when I tried to do that, I wasn't as accurate with my getting the paper on straight. And then connect from the top to the bottom. Why does this look different? And connect your line from the top to the bottom. No. Wow, it got really quiet.
Sorry.
So the line, Kari, is 1 inch in?
Yeah, you don't need to go all, you don't want to go all over the edge because that part shows. It's just a light line for you to match up where we're gonna put all of our slices
Okay.
that we're going to do next. Okay, does everybody see that?
I'm not prepared because I didn't have my ruler or anything, but did you just draw a line down the middle? Sorry, or did you draw 2 lines?
I drew one line down the middle, about an inch in from the top and the bottom. And you're just drawing a line for the center of the paper. And it's so you can line up your, the strips, which is what we're going to do next. The strips that we're cutting. So if you don't, I guess if you don't have a pencil and a ruler, you can just fold it in half and very lightly pinch it a couple of times and then open it up so you can see where that, that indentation is. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we need our first piece of paper. Get my directions out. You're going to be cutting 1 inch strips. And the first ones are 11 inches long by 1. Then it goes down to 9, 7, 5, and 3. The tricky part is doing the 45-degree angles in opposite directions so that you can form the triangle. What I chose was each of these strips, I used the same paper and I just showed both sides. So this is the same piece of paper. I cut 2 strips, 1 inch strips, 11 inches long, showed both sides. Then it goes down to 9, 7, 5, and 3. Does that give you an idea of what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. So now you need to get your strip, pick your first paper. This is what I haven't done yet. I haven't picked my paper. I did this when I made my sample. I just used scraps of what I had. So I'm going to take this one, cut 2 1-inch strips. That just means I'll show both sides. Okay, 2 1-inch strips. Now I'm going to turn it sideways and cut it at 11. I'm stacking the papers because my friend Cheryl taught me how to make things go quicker. Cut off the 1 inch. Now comes the angle part. So I want to make sure that everybody is at this point so I can show you how we're cutting at the angle. I feel like everybody has probably already used the cutter to cut at the angle. But it's, you put the point of the strip, can you see that? You put the point of the strip on the cut line and you line it up on the 45-degree line on your cutter. And you cut. Save these edges. You will use you'll use 2 of them. So just save them. I'm going to try and figure out how to use these to make a corresponding page. So let's get a thumbs up from everybody when you have your first 45 cut. I froze. Am I frozen for
Yep.
anybody else?
Yes, you are frozen.
Ugh. Don't know what is going on.
Oh,
It's asking me, do I want to join audio so I can speak?
You're good. You're not frozen anymore.
you're not frozen.
Ugh. Okay. So is everybody ready to cut the second 45-degree angle? Thumbs up.
Yep.
Anybody not ready? Okay.
Good.
You want to take the paper and flip it from end to end. So take the farthest end away from the angle and flip it down. And now we're going to cut the 45-degree angle. And that, if you get that, then you can do this whole layout. So you cut it.
You
from-
lift your hand up so we can see that end. Okay. Got it. So
Because
it
the
looks
angle's-
like a boat.
Yes, when you cut it, it does look like a boat.
Okay.
I missed the point. Too much glare on my there we go. Okay.
And you have
So-
the same sides facing up, right? So if you were to lift
Correct.
that, we'd also see the red side.
Thank you. I didn't say that. Yes,
okay.
same sides facing up.
Okay, so
And-
I put all that in the chat, but I'm not going to keep on repeating. I'm just going to put 9 inches, 7 inches, etc.
Yeah, there's no need to repeat because it's the exact same thing over and over again. Then you just pick your next paper. If you want to see how it looks going, like, okay, what's this? What should I try next? So I just took the same piece of paper, I'm dry fitting it, lining it up. Right on the line. And then you're just gonna add, now we're gonna go to the next cut, which is 9 inches. I'm gonna find my next scrappy piece of paper. I was all proud of myself for doing a sample last night because I did not want to have to present without having done it first, since we all know what happened when I did that the last time. Made a little mistake.
How much space do you leave between the 2 strips?
0, no space. They touch each other.
Right up against each other then?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not I haven't mounted anything. It's just,
Just wanted to make sure.
you're
So the
cutting,
The next one is 9 inches is what I'm hearing?
correct, 9. And of course you can save the paper and not cut the whole thing, but I'm already using scraps, so. Stack the 2 pieces, cut them at 9. I'm gonna try and be creative and do something with all these extra little strips. With the same, I failed to mention this, you have the paper stacked on top of each other with the same pattern showing on top when you cut your 45-degree angles. Put the corner of the paper on the cutting line and slide it up against the 45-degree angle. Cut your angle. Then you flip your paper long ways from the opposite end. Just completely flip it over. So now you're seeing the other side of the paper and cut the 45-degree angle on the other end. Oh, and I forgot when I was doing this last night, I realized I needed to change my cutting mat, and I didn't. So this one is 9 inches. And real quick, I'm going to change out my cutting mat. Did you guys know you can keep a spare one underneath? There's a compartment underneath that you can keep a spare cutting mat. You can keep it there. You can't get it out. Come on, guys. There we go. All right. Me on one and I'm off to the races. All right. Okay, so now we've done 11 and 9, and now we're moving on to 7. So since this is a new piece of paper, I'm going to stop at 7. Just take my cutting casing down to 8. So this one is 7 inches.
Do you use the other part for your 5?
Excuse me?
So that one's 7 inches. Could you use the other end for your 5 inches?
If you wanted to, sure. It would just be a repeat. When I did it, I didn't repeat any of the papers, I don't think. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't. But you certainly could. Stack them up. Put it on the cut. Oh, yeah, I can really see the cutting line now with my new mat in. We don't call that the mat. What is that? What's the proper term for this, ladies? The strip that you cut on.
I think it's the cutting mat.
The cutting mat, okay. Flip it end to end. Cut your 45-degree angle. And another color. Where are my scraps? Here it is. Ah, there's a good scrap. I might use that one too. Love things that use up scraps. Okay, so now we are on cutting it to 5 inches. So this piece of paper I have is almost 10 inches long, so I'm just gonna, it's 10 inches long, I'm just gonna use it for my 2 5s. I love a collection, so you can just use all of the colors without any, it all goes together, coordinates. All right, what papers is everybody using tonight? What collection are you using?
I'm using some more of my picture this.
Oh, good. Those are nice vibrant colors, Pat.
Yep.
And then I do believe the last cut is 3. Yes. Hopefully you've been setting aside all those little 45-degree angles you cut off because you're going to need 2 of them. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that, but it may have been gotten overlooked. I keep missing my point.
Ah,
All right. So I've been laying mine out on the side as I go. I'm not crazy about my paper choice for my base, but it might be different after I flip it over.
hey.
So this is the idea of what you're going to do.
Going to bed.
We have one more paper to cut. And you need 2 5-inch squares. And those become the corner triangles here. Again, I use the same piece of paper and I just, flipped it over. So you need 2 5-inch squares, which you cut into triangles. And then we can assemble. I'm gonna take a risk here and do directional paper. And we'll see what happens. So 2 5-inch squares, I'm just cutting 5 inches and then 10, using one piece of paper. Cut it at the 5. Come up, cut on the diagonal. That's mostly it for your trimmer, unless you're gonna do, you wanna do mats. Well, without trying, I got my paper to go appropriately.
Now the triangles in the corners don't touch each other.
No, they do not.
Okay,
I'm just doing kind of like a dry fit
yep,
for everyone to get their papers cut. And then I'm going, and to show you, you know, what you're looking for. But I'm going to remove the triangles, the large corner triangles, and start placing my strips. How's
okay.
everybody doing?
Remind me again, Colleen, the corner triangles are 2 5-inch squares cut.
In half on the diagonal,
Okay, thank you.
right triangles. So 2 5-inch squares, which you then cut in half to make 2 triangles on each square, out of each square. And you're definitely going to want to grab your repositionable to get this going. I might change my cardstock color. I'm just waiting for everybody to get caught up. Yeah, that's okay. Is everybody finished with their cutting?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, what you want to do is start with your 2 11-inch strips, and you want to line them up on the your pencil line. And, you know, use repositionable. There's not a measurement for how far to bring it down from the away from the edges. You just want to make it even. It looks about a 1/4 inch, but I'll measure it after I get it down. Would you look at that? There's polka dots in a straight line on my base paper, so it kind of makes it easy to line it up. 2 up and down. So let's see here. So yeah, it's a 1/4 inch from the edge, top and bottom. And then you just keep adding the strips. Next, you add the 9-inch strip. Tricky part is making sure you put the repositionable on the correct side. Now, when I did the sample last night, I got all the way to the end and it was shifted too far to one side and I couldn't live with it. So I had to take it apart and do it again. So I'm not going crazy with taping it down. And each strip is touching the strip next to it. And you see when you get to the end, it's blunt. It doesn't actually come to a point. And that's where you grab 2 of the 45-degree angles you cut off. And add that to the end to complete your triangle. So now let me go see what my color options are. What do I want? I know I want red. And you kind of overlap over your last triangle to make it a to make it an even line across the top and bottom. All right, look at that. So there is my sample. Here's my-
Nice.
It looks great.
I did end up using the same piece of paper on this, on the same side on these last 2. But I don't think you even notice that. And then keeping the same grout line, for lack of a better word, the same opening distance, you add in your corners. So you want the same thickness between the center triangle and the edge of your paper. And again, I just eye it. Just eyeball it. And repositionable. I still have yet to find out. I've actually researched. I cannot find out who developed repositionable tape.
They must be making a fortune.
Or they could be the gentleman that created the intermittent wipers and made like $200.
Yeah. Okay.
Any questions? Anybody having a struggle?
No, thank you for the suggestion of the scrap paper. It worked beautifully.
Oh, good. Pat didn't have a 45 degree. Doesn't have our trimmer, so she needed help with the 45 degrees.
I will soon.
Yay.
I can't deal with this anymore. I like I mean, my Fiskar trimmer is gorgeous. It's worked for years, but it doesn't have angles on it.
Yeah, it does. It does make a huge difference in what you can do. You know what, Kari, can we pause while we put our papers together?
Hi,
Go ahead.
ladies. We're going to talk about the promotion that's going on this week with Creative Memories. If you spend $75 on products, it's called the Bedazzled promo. And so I'm just going to flip through and show you some of the fun things that you can get. So one of them is a laser pack. And so there's 3 different designs in this one. And so I laid them out here on my counter. I'm sorry, I have my phone. I don't have my regular setup because I'm at my house in Connecticut now. So this is one, and they're double-sided, so you can pick whatever color you like. So the hearts are sort of gold on the other side. Let's see, the stars I think are red. So cool. So that's one of the packs. I have this set up on my counter, so I hope it works. All right. So that was the laser cut. And then there's the bedazzled stars. I'm not sure if this one's my favorite. So I spent, if you spend $275, you could get 4. But I think, oh gosh, I think the star one is my favorite. All right. So here they all are. And you probably can't appreciate how beautiful these are, but this is like sparkly gold. It's like a night sky with sparkly stars. And then on the other side of that one, barely see the little stars. And then this one also has the gold. And on the other side is red. And there's another golden star. The other side of that one is blue. And then we have some more blue stars. And then this one's really cute. It's like multicolor. And then the other side of that one is red. Oops, nope. The other side of that one is blue. These 2 are this one, red on one side and then this one. And then this one is really gorgeous. Check that out. I don't know if you can see the sparkly stars on there. Really cool. And also, right now, you can get the album covers that are really pretty. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they have these same patterns on them. So there's one that has the hearts, and then there's another that has the stars and foiled on the cover of the album. So really pretty. So here's the bedazzled geometric. And then these are the papers for this one.
Oh, pretty.
So these are also cool because, oh, I think I lifted up one of my papers. Hang on. Nope, I stole one. One went with the other cover. So it's this on one side and then this sparkly gold on the other. Very cool. Geometric patterns. This one is a golden foiled stripe. So gold on white and then blue on the other side. And then there's red, some more gold. I don't know if you can see, this one is really pretty. Is this showing on my phone how pretty these
Yes,
are?
I can see it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
nice.
because they are really pretty. This one's really cool. And on the other side is this one. So these are the geometric ones. And then there's one more. Pardon me, I pick these up and try to not make you dizzy with my phone at the same time. All right, and the hearts. I'm not usually like a huge heart fan, but these are so pretty. This is really pretty. It's like multicolored hearts, and half of them are these shimmery gold. So pretty. And then the blue is on the other side, and then there's a light blue, and on the other side of that one is a sparkly, again, with gold sparkly hearts. And then a blue, and then this one's really pretty. The red. And look how cute these are. I have a lot of ladies that like to make cards, and these are really nice for cards because of the small pattern. You can do a lot of fun things. And again, there. So that's one side. One side is like not shimmery, and then the other side has the, I guess we'll call it foiled, the foiling on it. Anyway, very pretty. And that's like a heart with a little arrow in it. How cute. And then the red, and then red and white. So anyway, so the promotion is called Bedazzled. And so if you spend 75, you get to pick whichever one of these. There's 4 different options you get to pick. And so at my event that I'm doing, I'm just letting people, if they're the first 4 people to spend $75 gets one of these paper packs. So that's how I'm doing it at my event. But if anybody wants to order online, you get to choose. So that's that. Bedazzled.
Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
Pretty paper.
Oh, that's pretty, Colleen.
Wow. Trying to figure out what I want to do.
All right, do you,
Hi, welcome back. So we skipped through all the agony of me trying to decide what I wanted to put on my page and the background color and everything. The 2 photos, the sample uses a landscape and a portrait, which I didn't happen to have. So I just offset them. I did the rope border maker cartridge across the bottom, punched out 2 anchors. And then, thank you. And then put foam squares to give it dimension. I didn't stick down my photos yet. I don't know why, but I didn't. And then I used the laser title, and this was white, and I used my pen, my dual tip pen, and I just colored it silver. So I'm pretty happy. I may put a title. I haven't done any journaling yet, so I'll probably put journaling in down here, which is why I haven't put these down. But that's it for this evening's page. I'd love to see what you did. Please post a photo in the album. And, I'd love to see if you create a corresponding page too.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks, Colleen.
Cheryl was going to show us. Go ahead,
This
Cheryl.
is the new Nativity border maker. It's not a border maker, it's a border punch. So that's the Nativity border punch. And then at the top, I have the new, I think, is it Starry Night, I think?
Yes.
And this was that beautiful paper. That was one of the Bedazzled papers. So it looks like a night sky with the very sparkly stars on there. And I just sprinkled a few of the stars from the border maker. Just wanted to show you that.
It's beautiful.
That looks really nice. Thank you. So
Okay.
thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
good night. Thanks, Colleen.
Can't wait to see what you create.